Hello, my name is Heather. Welcome back to my channel. This is my monthly testing video. So this is everything I tested in the month of August. You'll see my initial impressions and what I think in the immediate moment. And then I come back a couple hours later and I tell you about how the wearing experience was. So if that is interesting to you, just keep watching. I'm back from vacation. It is August. We're gonna smell some things. Got a little freebie mini Never Ending Summer. I have smelled this in store and I was like kind of weirded out by it, but like it's also in store and you know, it's not the same. Got all the competing smells going on, so we're gonna try this and we're gonna see. Yeah, that's a lot nicer than what I smelled in store. It's like a nice citrus scent. Citrusy and like kind of like a little boozy underneath. I almost want to say a little bit aromatic, but like not, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell. It's very subtle if it is. Yeah, it's all right so far. I will come back and I will let you know. Never Ending Summer was nice. It only lasts a couple hours though. That's like a nice orangey scent. It's kind of a little bit boozy in the beginning and that just sort of goes away. It's pleasant. That's it. Probably use that mini up. Second thing we have is Barénia by Hermès. I don't have a lot of experience with Hermès fragrances. This is another one that I have smelled in store and I wasn't like super into it. Again, stores, you're sort of smelling everything, it's sort of hard to tell. Here we go, we're gonna try Barénia. Chypres aren't necessarily my favorite thing. The dry down isn't bad. Okay, we're gonna try it. I will say that this doesn't really seem like my vibe. Kind of like a little sweet. What comes to mind when I smell this is like just the word classy. It feels very classy, which is not something I yeah, it's all right so far. I will continue to try it. I'll let you know. All right, I'm just going to talk about Barénia a little bit because I don't feel like I did back then. So you might be seeing me now. And then you won't see this face in the bathroom again for a little bit. Barénia was okay. I'm saving the rest of the sample for fall. It smelled berryish. It lasted decently long. It didn't feel like me or my vibe, if that makes sense, which is why I don't think I would go for it, but I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it suits me. I may have some blind buys here. In my defense, they were $20 each, and then I was able to get $20 off. So they were $40 in total. It's still not a good idea to blind buy, but that's okay. First thing we're gonna smell. This is Britney Spears' Blissful Fantasy. This is a honeydew melon scent, from my understanding, so maybe something else from my melon video. Alright, here's this little guy. It's a cute little bottle. Anyways, I like the Britney Spears bottles. They're very cute. Let's give her a sniff. Let's get a bit of an alcohol burn on it at first. Yeah, it's got like a honeydew melon thing. Maybe some like white florals underneath. I think it's a very subtle scent. There's a little bit of like a candy something or other underneath it that feels like. We'll see how it goes. The melon seems a little fleeting. So, Blissful Fantasy. I think this is nice. What comes to mind with this particular one is it smells very like clean. Like you smell clean with this. It's like the melon in this is like a little ozonic, a little aquatic, mostly like kind of like white florals. Close to the skin, but lasts like maybe like 4 hours or so. This would be like a good office scent. Like I think people wouldn't really be able to smell you unless they were like right up in your business. You can sort of smell it on yourself. It is nice and pleasant and you smell clean. I'm gonna hang on to this for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure it fits in my collection, but I am gonna hang on to this for a little bit. I'll see how it develops, or see how it works. So that's Blissful Fantasy. 2 other blind buys here, guys. We'll do this next. Next blind buy is again more Britney. It's a much bigger bottle. This is Festive Fantasy. I've seen quite a few people talk about this lately, which is, I guess, why it was just in my brain, but it's on the $20 shelf. Also, look at this bottle. I adore this bottle. It's so pretty. These are like all my colors. I've heard this is like very plum forward, which also Midnight Fantasy is, and I own Midnight Fantasy. So we'll see how it's different maybe from Midnight Fantasy. This bottle is so cute though. I do like this, but hold on. This is Midnight Fantasy. I've owned this. I think you can see it's like about 50% done. My brain just smelled this and went, it's Midnight Fantasy, but I want to see how it's different in comparison. I'm going to spray on a test strip. side by side, when I smell them, when I smell Midnight Fantasy on this test strip, they don't smell alike to me. But when I initially spray or whatever, it just smells like Midnight Fantasy to me. I think maybe Festive Fantasy, I'm picking up a little bit more on like a sour cherry kind of vibe. And the dry down is a little bit different. It's also very light wearing right now compared to this, but this is also like kind of an older bottle and like it's been sitting for a long time and it's gotten probably a little bit deeper. I do like it. I don't know if it's different enough, Midnight Fantasy, to warrant having it. I do like it. I'm gonna have to, I think this is one I'm gonna have to let sit a little while and sort of like, now that I've introduced some air to it, like see how it develops, because I'll let you know how it goes. We are back in my bathroom again. I think I'm wearing the same shirt as the last time I filmed in my bathroom. Festive Fantasy. I think it smells like a weaker version of Midnight Fantasy. And while I like Midnight Fantasy DNA, I have Midnight Fantasy already. So I don't think I'm gonna be keeping that bottle, but it's really unfortunate because it's like, I like it, but like it's just not as good Midnight Fantasy. Or at least that's what I get from it. So there we go. We have one more blind buy. Here's an upcoming haul video at the end of the month. Final thing I picked up was a CK1 Shock for her. I heard that this was popping up on the $21.99 rack at Shoppers, and a bunch of people in my Facebook groups were like clamoring. I heard good things. I happened to find it, so it's very sweet, very berryish. I think there's some florals under there. It kind of reminds me of, I had the Okja dupe, Praise the Perfume. I think it was supposed to be the dupe of Crybaby. I have a decant of Crybaby coming up. I'm getting that from someone who bought it, so I guess I'll finally see what Crybaby smells like anyways. This reminds me of that dupe fragrance from Okja. It's got this like little bit of a zing to it that's like, kind of reminds me of like Sweet Tarts or like Rockets a little bit, that like little bit of like a fruity zing. CK1 Shock. I think it smells nice. It lasts 30 minutes and then it's gone. I don't think it's worth keeping, unfortunately, so I think that's another little blind buy fail. I probably shouldn't have bought those. Enough about my regrets. I have a decant here that I ordered. This is Maison Mataha. This is Pêche Velours. This is another peachy scent. We're gonna try it out. We're gonna see what we think. What does that smell like? That smells so familiar. It smells like something else. It doesn't smell like peaches though. It smells so familiar. I don't really get any peach out of this. I do think I get a suede note, and as we know, if you've watched my videos before, suede does not work on me, so this might be a no. It smells like something else though, and I can't think of what it is. I'm gonna have to think and look at some reviews and see if people have compared it to anything, because the initial spray was very familiar, but I can't tell you what it was. I wanted to smell this for like a sweet, like peaches and cream kind of thing, maybe, and it's not what this is. It's not very strong either. It's just sort of like a vague suede scent. This is disappointing. Yeah, I'm not into this. Pêche Velours. Pêche Velours got sweeter in the dry down, but ultimately I didn't really pick up any peach or anything out of it. It was just sort of like a sweet suede scent. I was talking to the person I bought decants from and stuff, and they were getting like peach and champagne and whatever, and I did not get that at all. Yeah, it's ultimately not really for me. Might be partially anosmic. Anyways, we have some samples here. This is Far Very Far 18.08 by Neydo. If you watched my decant wishlist video a while ago, you'd be like, you were really interested in alien fruit. Why this one? It's because I ordered alien fruit with this order and it is back ordered. So they'll send it to me at some point. But for now, I have this. I have no other experience with Neydo. I have been looking at the brand and stuff, and a lot of them are really sort of kind of interesting to me. Particularly this one, and particularly alien fruit. So we will see how Far Very Far goes. I don't hear many people talking about this one, but the notes seemed up my alley, so we will see. Oh, that's a grapefruit scent. Pick up grapefruit immediately. Yeah, right now it's just straight up grapefruit. So we're gonna try it on and we're gonna see. That one's a little bit weird because I got blood work done. It's kind of like a little bit aquatic too. Like there's sort of like a wateriness to it. It is not quite straight up grapefruit. I think this is okay. I'm interested to see where it develops because right now it is just straight up grapefruit. Far, very far. It's got a really soapy dry down. And it does last for like 4 hours or something, but like it's very close to the skin. That grapefruit goes away pretty quickly, and it's just sort of like a soapy scent afterwards. So it's a nice clean scent, probably a good office scent. Not for me. The next thing we have here is called Decadent Memories by Perfumology. I don't know anything about this brand. I don't even remember where I saw this particular scent, but it seemed interesting to me, so here we go. I don't really have much to say about it. Definitely more of a gourmandy fall sort of thing, I think. It's really like a really sweet raspberry jam. And that's sort of all I'm getting from it from now, although it has a bunch of notes. I will report back. Decadent Memories was nice. It was nice, and it lasted a decently long time. I think it smells like raspberry jam. It's pretty close to Fumoa's Akatsuki Melba, if you've smelled that. They smell pretty close to the same thing. So there's that. It's nice. Anyways, the next two samples I have, you're gonna be like, Heather, you got a perfume channel and you haven't smelled these. I've smelled them in passing at stores. I haven't tested them on skin, and I'm doing research for a video. So there's that. Let's just start out with this one. This is Creed Aventus. Look, I know with Creed Aventus, there's all the whole thing about like which batch number and blah, 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 blah. I don't know which batch number this is. I'm going to put that out there. But yeah, I've never really tested this, so we're going to test it. As we all probably know, Aventus is like one of the most popular marketed to men's fragrances. You really do pick up the pineapple quite a bit. And it also smells like kind of like fresh in like a pine kind of way, almost. Yeah, it's alright. It does feel very familiar because it is like endlessly duped and whatnot, so there is that. That is one of the things I'm smelling for. It does smell very familiar. Creed Aventus, it smells fine. It smells very familiar because it has been endlessly duped. Just needed to like test it on skin. It lasts decently on skin. The pineapple sort of goes away and it smells nice. Like, I'm not like super blown away by it or anything, but it smells fine. Again, it's more research than anything. Same with this next one. This next one is Xerjoff. It's Erba Pura. This is also very duped and referenced scent. I've never smelled it on skin. That's it, really. I'm just doing some research. I will say Xerjoff, I don't have a good experience with Xerjoff in the sense that I find that they like only last about half an hour on me and then they go away. And I found that almost universally, like, people will talk about how long lasting it is and stuff, and not just on me. For some reason it just disappears. I don't know. I have a real problem with, I guess, the formula or something. It just doesn't work on me. And it's not that I go nose blind, because I've gotten my husband to try to smell me and he can't smell anything either, so I don't know what's going on. Anyways, that's my experience with Xerjoff. I've tried a couple of things and they've just not worked out. Off the stick, I smell like mostly musk with like a little bit of fruity thing going on. It's one of those things where like, I want to say it smells very generic to me, but it's because Erba Pura is so like copied that this is like the original. It's musky and fruity. The fruit is really generic. It's mostly, I get predominantly musk actually. Yeah, we'll try it out. We'll see if the Xerjoff lasts any longer on me than any of the other ones. Erba Pura was just super musky. It lasted 4 hours, which is longer than regular Xerjoff, but like, still, I didn't really pick up a lot of the fruit. It was just mostly musk for me, which was not my thing. So this is Burberry Goddess Parfum. This is the latest release, according to their little information packet. This has the raspberry, including the lavender and vanilla and leather. The leather scares me a little bit. I do not like the other two Burberry Goddesses. Even the original one is too much lavender for me. I really dislike it. So adding leather to it, I don't think I'm gonna like this. I'm not gonna spray this on skin, I don't think, unless I really love it on the card. And I know that's not, like, really you gotta test things on skin. But also, like, if you really are disliking something, life's too short, you know? So I'm going to preface what I'm going to say by saying that I told you, if you recall, I didn't think this was going to be for me. This smells, to me, like the interior of a hot car with a little bit of raspberry. I don't get any vanilla out of this at all. I can't even really pick up the lavender at all. I get interior of a hot car with a hint of raspberry. With a hint of raspberry. I'm not putting this on. There's an Azzaro Most Wanted that is a better raspberry leather scent, which was actually like one that I enjoyed on paper. I'm not into this at all. Two more little samples here, both of which were things I was kind of intrigued by. It is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal Intense. This is cardamom and ylang ylang and vanilla. The cardamom and vanilla combo is one that I always liked, so that's intriguing. The Scandal line usually does not work in my favor, so that is concern. I think this was a European release for a while. I didn't think it was going to come to Canada, so I sort of gave up on it, but it's here, so here we go. To me, I'm not getting really a whole lot of vanilla or even maybe the cardamom is a little bit there in terms of there's a little bit of spiciness. I think I'm mostly getting the ylang ylang. Yeah, it smells very floral to me. I'm not sure that this is super my thing, but I will spray it on and I will let you know. I'm a little bit lower. I'm on my knees at my desk because my chair has to be used for other things. Things are going on at my apartment. GPG Scandal Intense. I wish it smelled more like vanilla or more like cardamom. To me, it doesn't smell like any of those things. It just smells like a creamy ylang ylang fragrance. And that's fine, but not what I would really want in a fragrance. So it's not for me. It's fine. It lasted maybe like 6 hours or so. It's just ultimately not really my thing. Anyways, we have one more sample here. It is Marc Jacobs Perfect Elixir. This one is supposed to be the more like fall-winter version of Perfect. I did smell this in stores like quite a while ago. I could smell the Perfect DNA, but this also has like plum and honey in it and stuff, so it'll be cool to try it on skin. I'm excited to do that. I generally speaking like the Perfect line. Not enough to like buy a bottle of anything, but like I like it enough that whenever I have samples or things that come my way, I tend to use them. The plum is really coming through right now off initial spray. Picking up a plum quite a bit. It's got like sort of like a sweetness underneath, a little bit of that like Perfect DNA underneath. I'm gonna spray this on. We're gonna see how she goes. The description I just sort of caught out of the corner of my eye on this little card is warm and opulent, and I would say that the honey isn't like too animalic a honey. It's sort of just bringing like a nice, like, warm is a good word for it. So I like this. I will come back, hopefully in a chair, not on my knees at my desk. Perfect Elixir. I really like this. I think the plum in it is very similar to the Plum Jam in Glossier You Rev, which I own. So I don't know that this is so different that I would buy it, but I do really like it. It was really a nice wear. I did enjoy it. That was Perfect Elixir. Bought a sample from Lucky Scent. It was the only place to get this sample. So I probably paid too much money for this little sample, but that's okay. Jousset Perfumes. This is Fizzy Sorbet. I've been hearing a lot about how this is very like a lime sorbet, and that sounds really appealing to me. There's not the like, yeah, that just sounds really appealing to me. So we're gonna try this one out. We're gonna see. My history with Jousset. I've smelled one or two things. I didn't love them. Can't remember what they were at the moment. Oh, that's really nice. You do get the lime, and like there's other fruits in there, so I think I sort of pick up like on a peach and that kind of thing. It does smell kind of cold and fizzy too. Like you can sort of like pick up that like fizziness. Ooh, this is really nice actually. This is a limited edition, so I really like the scent of this right now. We will see how this does in the try down, but oh, I really like this quite a bit. Hi, I'm back. So the last thing was Fizzy Sorbet. As you could tell, I really enjoyed that experience. How much did I enjoy that experience, you may ask? Well, she's here. I decided to just go for it. So that day when I sprayed it, I really liked it. It lasted about 6 hours on me. The lime stuck through the whole time. I really enjoyed this experience. And then I was like, well, this is a really limited edition. They only put out a couple of bottles out of the full bottle of this because it was initially just like a travel spray. So it was very limited edition and only available at Lucky Scent. And like, it was a couple days before the whole like tariffy nonsense in the States. So I wasn't sure how much this was going to go up in price if I didn't buy it immediately. So the day you saw me put it on is the day I ordered this bottle. And it's here now, and I have no regrets. I really like this a lot. It's Fizzy Sorbet. That is my impression, is that it is really very good. And clearly that was the winner of the testing video. I didn't test a whole lot of things in August. Fail, I guess, of the month would be Maison Mataha's Pêche Velours, just simply because I couldn't smell part of it. So I think I'm just partially anosmic to it, because that my experience doesn't seem to be what other people are getting out of it. I ended up with a new, fairly expensive bottle, but no regrets. So that was August. What did you test this month? I would love to hear about new things you're testing or have tested recently. Thank you so much, friends. I will see you around.